So here we are, sad day. I've got to take the Speed 400 back today, so thought I'd just do a little refresh, just because, yeah, it is an absolute treat of a bike to ride, and it really does remind me of the 70s and 80s 250s. Yeah, the two strokes, the lighter one, 170 kilos, that's all it weighs, 40 brake horsepower, there or thereabouts, 39, whatever, and tall. The front wheel will come off in the air, primarily because it's so light. If you accelerate hard from a standstill, yeah, it really leaps up. It is good, just good fun. It handles really well. Today's blowing a hoolie, and even though it's light, it doesn't seem that bothered. We've got lots of traffic, so you can't really see it. So maybe this is a good time to just have a run through. The seat height of the 790, it looks smaller than that. If you think 790 is the same seat height, oh, I'll tell you what, I might be able to just pop in front of all these so that we get a clear road. Yeah, it says we're here, so I always try to yeah, I'll bring you back when I get out of here. Right, I reckon that must be about it now. Someone always tends to push it, don't they? Yeah, and I reckon that was him. Oh, but we're in a 30. Yeah, so it looks a lot smaller than the Speed Twin 900, for example, but it's the same seat height, and I feel pretty comfortable on it. The bars are a little bit higher, I think, than what they are on the T100, you know, but a nice comfortable height for me at 6'2". The brakes, absolutely fantastic. Yes, particularly the front one. The clutch is just average, I would say. Not light, certainly not heavy, but it's only a 400cc. Yeah. And there you go, you can see that the brakes are absolutely fine, just in case you don't pay attention. So for town, in town, it's a zippy little thing that is easy to manage, nimble on the turns. Out of town, on the country roads, handles really well, even on bumpy roads. And again, normally with a light bike, if the suspension's slightly wrong, you get knocked about all over the place, and it makes it difficult to hold on the road, hold the line. This doesn't have any of that. It's really quite surprising. Marvellous little dog there. And I've really enjoyed my time on it. Would I have one? Most definitely. Question of money and space. Yeah, the two usual things. Oh, and of course a Mrs. Tame. Yeah, marvellous. 350 Meteor. So I'll bring you back when I get closer. What I might try and do as well is get on the motorway, or as what we call a motorway in Suffolk. We only have a dual carriageway, we don't actually have a motorway, but it'll be a real test for it because it's blowing a hoolie. So I'll do that and then I'll bring you back. Yeah. So as I say, the Triumph Speed is, for me, it's not really a motorway or a dual carriageway sort of bike. It's a back road bike. where you can have enormous fun. But I will just show you what it's like on the dual carriageway. Today is exceptionally windy. It's blowing a complete coolie and we're heading straight into it. Yeah. So what I'll do is I'll look for a bit where we're doing 70 as we are, and then just say you want it to overtake. So there you go, and you're off. And it's got absolutely no problem with that at all. The rev counter is flashing because there's a setting for the running in, and it hasn't been set back yet. Yeah. So there you go, quite easy, and it will sit at 70, no trouble at all. And like I said, today is breezy. Yeah. So, absolutely faultless. What a fantastic ride it's been as a final ride. Yeah, really enjoyed it. There's a lot of issues being raised by some people about things, their problem bikes that they're having with the immobiliser light not going off despite going back to the shop a number of times, things like that. One had trouble with a cam chain wearing the inside of the guide, but you know, Triumph have sold between 30 and 50,000 of these across the two, and with that quantity, you know, even if 1% have a problem, you're going to hear about it, and you're going to hear a lot about it. All the ones I've ridden, I've had no problems at all. I'm just looking on the trip 2, which is the one I set for myself. I've done 253 miles on this one this time, and that takes my total on the speed to over 1,000 miles. So, I mean, and that's for Uncle Stu's benefit really, because I know he does tend to criticise us small channels. You can't judge a bike in the time that you have it. You only have it for a little while and things like that. But for me, it's about doing the miles. How many miles do you do on a bike? It's also experience. I ride in excess of 50 bikes a year. You get to know when you sit on a bike, you think, oh no, that's alright. Just pop round this little Fiat. Marvellous. That little exhaust sounds lovely. I think we're into a... Oh, we're still in the 50. Yeah, so yes, I've really enjoyed it. I think it's a cracking bike. I can't wait. I still haven't ridden the Royal Enfield Gorilla, and I suspect that's got a very similar feel, you know, a very 250-ish feel. Does this vibrate? Another thing, people on about it being vibey. Well, you know, it's a 400 kilo, 400cc, 170 kilo, high revving, single. Of course it vibrates. Of course you get a bit of a buzz when you're giving it some. Is it uncomfortable? No. Is it unbearable? No. It is what it is. There'll always be people criticise whatever bike, and there'll always be people that love it. I tend to enjoy most bikes I ride. but everything is graded, isn't it? You know. Anyway, I'm back here now, so I will get packed up here and say goodbye to the little Speed. Yeah, let's get it there, into neutral, side stand down. Yeah, it sounds lovely, and let's have a little look at it before we go. Marvellous bikes. There you go. Triumph Speed 400, just absolutely marvellous.